I say Henry, where the devil did you disappear to last night? I'm glad you asked Charles, old chap. I had the most formidable encounter with the Viscount Lady Elizabeth of Brussels. I say, go on old bean. Well, during a lull in our parlor games at last night's charity ding dong, I suggested I show her the servants' wing of the estate. Capital notion, Henry. Indeed. And it was in a dark back passage she let me enter her back passage, if you get my drift. My word, the dirty bitch. Quite. One has heard about the Viscount's promiscuous habits down the golf club, but who would have thought she'd let a stranger bugger her senseless after a game of charades? Twice. You jammy bugger Henry, you certainly have a way with the fairer sex. Well, one has to be prepared at these events, Charles, old chap. They do become frightfully dull, and let's face it, if some pissed up old tart fancies taking Henry's pink python down the chocolate boulevard, who am I to say no? It would be awfully rude not to. Well, quite. I hope you didn't go in bareback, old chap, as I remember when the Earl of Rochester fucked the old dog at the Queen's birthday party back in '98. He got a dose of the clap that left him in the most frightful agony for over a month. Well, this is the problem, you see, Charlie, old boy. I've woke up this morning and my cock looks like a fucking salami. I see. A most inconvenient notion, I do declare. Inconvenient and itchy as the buggery, Charles. As you know, the only people who are allowed to see my cock and balls are my Batman Wordsworth and my physician, Dr. Dupree. Sadly, Dupree is attending to a Fleet Street escort this morning, so I'm in rather a sticky, or should I say, itchy predicament. What do you mean attending to a Fleet Street escort, old boy? Is she sick? Of course not, old chap. He's fucking her senseless, and at present I wouldn't be surprised if he was chained to a wall having a car battery attached to his bollocks. I say, how exciting. For him maybe, but let me tell you, my cock is weeping like a child who has lost his favorite teddy bear, and I dare say, if my wife should see it in this frightful state, one does believe I'll be for the proverbial fucking high jump. This reminds me of a story, when I too was caught out by a rather sexy, but awfully dirty young member of the Scottish aristocracy. Go on. Yes, it was during the Highland Games some years ago. A group of us had gone back to the estate for whiskey and scrambled eggs. We were frightfully drunk. Well, you see, the Baroness of Skye had been making notions all day that she'd like to toss my caber, if you catch my drift. Indeed I do. Nothing like a good Highland fling. What? Well, quite. Anyway, back at the estate the saucy little bitch let me get my fingers and tops, and before I knew it, I was fucking her brains out in the Great Hall over a rather splendid bust of James V. Bravo, you sly old dog, Charles. It was an evening of the most fantastic, and dare I say, experimental fucking I have ever had the pleasure to be involved with. However, a week later I was pissing bloody razor blades and I knew the dirty cow had given me a proper dose of the clap. I say. Dare I ask what was the outcome? How the devil did you hide the fact your dick was riddled with VD from your good lady wife? I didn't. Good lord. No, I told her I'd caught it off of her, the filthy cow, and if anyone found out we'd be the laughing stock of society and our reputations would be in tatters. Bravo, Charles. Bravo. Thank you, Sir Henry. Shall we have a drink then? How about a round of cocktails? Ha 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 ha. Bravo, Henry, bravo.